Oh.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Stone Cold Killers. This is the show where Max and I get super stoned and then we talk about killers that we've researched. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if anything I just said is English.
I was like, I need to breathe. That's someone else like, All right.
We're already stoned.
Hell of a start.
And we're back.
I
just need
This show's sponsored by Pro Gel Repair Tape.
Fancy. Is that for work or do you just have that?
For anything you want it to be for. That's just keeping with our theme of sponsored tape.
Shout out to this place.
Yeah.
Because we had an interaction on the internet.
Yes.
What's their called? Mad Dog?
Rucking Cotton.
That's what it is. Okay. I was wrong. Today's story, Max, is about the Mad Dog killings. Have you heard about that?
No.
You're about to.
And I've heard that it takes place in Connecticut.
It does. It takes place in Hartford, Connecticut. Is that how you say it?
Not my place of birth.
Where are you from?
Waterbury, Connecticut.
How far
Waterbury.
How far away is Hartford?
40 minutes.
Oh, so this happened in Max's hometown almost. It's basically...
What you're saying is you knew them.
Yes. So they're your family members. Max, why did your family move exactly 70 years ago to Hartford?
Anyway. This is how Earl has to deal with you exposing his family secrets.
Listen, let's not get into that. I might get taken out, so nobody knows.
I have not been considering suicide.
I wouldn't kill myself, and then I do keep myself, and people
just
like...
Real?
So this is the story of Joseph Mad Dog Taborski. He was born March 23rd, 1924. And there's not a lot about his childhood growing up. Basically, he was just in and out of reform schools and orphanages and juvie. And he, by the age of 20, had quite a rap sheet. His father wasn't great. He was in a mental institution. He had a younger brother named Albert. And he just had like a really sad upbringing for the 20s.
The through line would be that those places to grow up are not good for growing up.
Extremely troubled.
Bare feet running around.
It also said that Joe suffered from a lot of mental issues, which could have been hereditary because his father was in a mental institution. So there was just a lot going on. He had a bad childhood. He had mental problems. He was known as tall and strong, so he was a pretty big guy. And he just spent most of his early years in prison.
You know? I'm with you so far. This is so much. I actually know what's going on, as opposed to the last episode when you were talking, I was like...
You were having your own conversation.
I know. And that doesn't make me very good at interacting.
So when Joe was in his 20s, March 23rd, 1950, he decided for his 25th birthday he was going to take his little brother out, had a little dinner, and then he decided he was going to rob a liquor store. So his little brother Albert sat in the car, and Joe went in and robbed the liquor store and ended up killing the liquor store owner. He shot him in the head and killed him. And for a long time, the police, no one knew who did this at all. And it was like really scary. And then one night, Albert, I think it was about a year that they didn't know who did it. His little brother Albert called the police and told them what happened and said that they were responsible. So he ratted his brother out.
Yeah. Mixed feelings about that. It's a real, what's the show you like? Animal Kingdom.
Oh yeah, it is a big Animal Kingdom thing.
Yes.
Like, there's always a weird moment if your brother rats you out. Because I always think about that. Would I rat out my brothers?
It's that, do you hate your siblings or love your siblings?
Yeah.
It seems to be very...
June 7th, 1951, both the brothers are arrested. They go to court. Joe gets life in prison. Joe is given the death sentence, Joe Taborski, and his little brother is given life in prison. And Then he has a mental breakdown, the little brother, while he's in prison.
Oh.
Like
taking turns.
Yeah, actually. I didn't even put that together till you said that. There's clearly mental issues in the family now. He has a mental breakdown and goes to a mental institution. He gets taken out of prison and goes to a mental institution. So Joe has been sitting on death row for 52 months at this point. Yeah, right? That's crazy.
Why hasn't it been...
I don't know. The
bureaucracy,
50s, I guess.
Yeah.
So he is sitting on death row. Little brother has a mental breakdown. His lawyer comes in and is like, well, the little brother is the one that ratted him out, and now he's not a credible source. So you need to let my client out because the client never pleaded guilty. So he basically comes in and says because, he argues that the little brother was lying the whole time.
Because he's insane.
So it turns out he gets off right before they're going to kill him.
Yeah.
So he gets out and he's free. He's like, I'm a new man. I'm going to be a good boy. I'm not going to do anything bad. Okay? A year in, he starts doing bad things. He meets a guy that also is known as like a real fuck up. What's his name? Named Arthur Meatball Columbine. His name
that'll be bleeped out.
Oh no, it's Columbie, I think is how you say it. C-U...
Meatball Columbie?
Yeah. I think it's Meatball Columbie. We're going to call it that. I don't know how to pronounce things.
Meatball Columbie.
So they're partnered, and it turns out that Joe obviously has mental problems. Meatball, it said, had an IQ of 54, which is like the equivalent of...
Oh my God.
I'm not laughing because it's not funny, but your reaction made me laugh. Because it's... When you hear it, you're
I was shocked. No. Yes. I was just shocked that he was a successful criminal.
Yeah, because it's...
More power to him.
Technically the mind of like a 9-year-old. So he was slower. They start robbing people.
What a team, these two.
Besties for the resties. So, November 1956, they have their first little outing together, the little criminal spree. It's not funny what they do, but I just sometimes want to laugh.
Last time this happened, it was somebody like an uncle was being murdered, and you're just like, it's not funny.
It's not funny, but like the thought of them just being like,
well, I don't know what they do.
Should we do it? Is it like a drug to them? They beat up a hotel clerk.
Oh.
Like beat the fuck out of him. He survives, but they beat him up. That was November 1956. And this started off known as the 10-week period of like hell in Connecticut.
In Hartford, Connecticut.
It's where the term mad dog killings come from, because at this point they are now they will get the name mad dog killers while this goes on. So a week later, they go into a liquor store, which we know Joe has already done bad things, and they pistol whip the owner and rob the liquor store. So after only a week, they've beat up a hotel clerk, probably robbed him, and now like pistol whipped.
But so far, relatively petty.
Yeah. And they also, like, Joe got off for murder, so he's technically not a murderer.
Exactly. That's an interesting thing. And we'll see where this story goes.
So, after they pistol whip the business owner of the liquor store and rob him, they then go to another store and they pistol whip the owner. They beat an elderly couple up and...
Ruthless.
And, yeah, the owner's a package store. So they rob them, they beat up the elderly couple patrons, and they beat up the owner. Pistol whip. So they're breaking a lot of noses.
Why you gotta beat up old people?
Yeah.
Seems mean.
And Joe was big. Sympathy. Joe was like a big guy. So it's like...
Strong.
Just rob them and don't...
Beat up the poor old... Like, hell, I don't know.
So...
I love the old.
Yeah. Well... Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
You heard it here first.
So because of this, and them visiting stores at a certain time, liquor stores became really afraid, and most stores in Connecticut, in that city, so they started closing at 8 p.m. every night instead of 11 p.m., which is now why apparently a lot of stores still kind of do that, because of that 10-week killing spree.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Do you think they would steal alcohol too when they went to the liquor store?
I would.
I would, yeah. If you're gonna rob, like at least, I would take packs of gum if I robbed a gas. I would take lottery tickets if I robbed. That would be a bad idea. Because then if you won and you went to claim the ticket, they can be like, wait a second, didn't you get this lottery ticket at the exact time, the exact location that this lottery ticket is?
Listen. I'm here with my winning ticket. It's on you for letting it get stolen.
Yeah, I beat up the person actually that stole this lottery ticket.
I'm the hero.
I feel like that would be a funny movie. Copyright Chandler Barbee.
That'll hold up.
I will.
We've beat up old people.
They beat up old people.
Shop clerks.
So now first killing.
Oh boy.
Who's
it gonna be? A liquor store owner?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. December 15th. So there's been a month of this. December 15th, 1956. Joe shoots a Hartford tailor, like clothes tailor, which I think he was trying to rob a store. And then he shoots him in the head and neck, execution style kind of, which is really hard to argue. So at that point, he likes the killing.
Probably
there's a power thing, I think.
That whole in jail on death row. Maybe that should have happened with this one.
And he thinks he's like invincible.
Ugh.
So he kills them. He also kills a attendant of the store, so he's killed 2 people. And then he goes down to a gas station, tries to rob it, and kills a customer there. So
doing work.
3 people in one night, trying to get that money, living the real outlaw life.
That's always like that wild card fear of running into somebody who's just gonna kill you, and it's just like because this person's insane. Yeah, and it's like, I wish I had smoked more. And
this is like a few weeks in. This is like 4 of 10 weeks. At this point, people know what's going on. They just don't know who it is because it's the 50s.
Right.
So they don't have pictures or anything. And imagine being in that. You're in a gas station and it happens and you're like...
Especially, I don't know what crime was like in the 50s, but you probably didn't think you were going to get killed at a gas station in the 50s.
You wouldn't think that now, but there's like hold up. Like the other night, Earl and I were at 7-Eleven and there was like a weird instance in there and I was watching from the car and I didn't have my phone. And this guy kept pacing and I was like, he's going to shoot up this...
And Earl's
in there. That's legitimately what I thought the whole time. Like my heart was beating, and I never think that. And then Earl gets out, and he comes and gets in the car. He's fine, and he says, "Man, I had the weirdest feeling in that gas station, like it was about to get shot up."
Oh my god!
And I was like, I just like screamed, and I was like,
"We gotta get out of here!"
I felt the same.
What's that about, huh?
Yeah.
What is the? Can't explain that one.
And how do you feel each other's? It's empathy, but it's, energy.
Synergy.
I think there was definitely something weird, and I think the person that was going to do it got a weird feeling too, and maybe that's why because you can always tell when something's right about that. It's an animal instinct, I think.
Listen to that.
Yeah.
I think we covered that in episode 1. I think listen to when you think you're gonna...
You're always right.
Maybe it got cut out.
Oh yeah, the sovereign thing.
Yes.
And also listen to your friends.
Yes.
Listen to people's truths. If they say they're gonna kill you, dude, except if it's not me, I won't. But
I miss the innocence of that first episode.
They go celebrate Christmas with their families.
The world, the Hartford.
Yeah, everyone. Like Joe killed all these people with meatball, and Joe Mad Dog and Meatball be shooting up people, killed them, went and had Christmas with their family like nothing happened. Everyone's aware, and I guess they're sitting at the table talking about it, and they're like, yeah, that's crazy.
I'm predicting Meatball causes issues at some point. Maybe not.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
I don't know what's going to happen in terms of spilling the beans, in terms of Meatball being Meatball. Having the name Meatball is never a compliment to your intelligence.
It's not.
Although I know a smart meatball.
11 days later, they shoot Sam Cohen, who was a liquor store owner, and kill him. So they had Christmas, came back, killed people.
Bad
February 5th, 1956, they go into a shoe drive-in on Washington Avenue. I don't know where that is.
Of course.
So they go to a shoe drive-in, and Mad Dog Joe is telling the tailor, like, oh, I want a size 12. I want to try them on. And Meatball's just acting really sketch. And so the tailor's like, what the fuck? So all of a sudden, Meatball pistol whips
the tailor.
Yeah.
God.
He pistol whips him, and then Mad Dog's like, okay, guess we're going to do this. I guess I'm not getting the shoes today. A couple comes into the store to get shoes for their son that's away at college while this is happening. So they put the couple down on their knees, and Mad Dog Joe makes the decision, like, they've seen us in here. They know what's going on. There's only one solution.
Oh, no.
And so they shoot and kill them.
Well, boy. This show sucks.
Yeah. But, like...
they went out the way they
It's kind of messed up because they, like, made them get on their knees, and, like, they were just trying to buy shoes for their college son.
Moral of the story, don't have kids.
Don't buy shoes. And don't have kids. Don't own liquor stores or, like, shoe stores. So...
We need people to continue owning liquor stores.
Meatball and Mad Dog leave. They leave the store. They think Albert, the store owner's dead.
Right.
So it turns out he's not dead. The police get there, see what's happened. He's able to give them a description of who did this. Because they didn't know. They had no description because the people they had done it to were all dead. So they had no idea what was going on. So he gave them a description of Meatball and was like, his name, he goes by Meatball.
Yeah.
And then he gave them Joe's shoe size and said that he was a size 12 male. Which is...
The shoes will get you.
That's like a Night Stalker.
Yeah.
I guess that's like a thing police use. They're like, oh, it's a size 12. So if we arrest someone that's a size 12, it's good evidence.
With Adidas. What was the Nightcrawler shoes? It was Adidas. Night Stalker.
No, it wasn't Adidas.
It was
an off-brand Adidas, right?
Yeah, there was like only like 4 pairs of 11 and a half, something like that.
That's crazy.
How great was that cop? The Mexican cop in that case. He was
like
such
this
like
kid
a...
that everyone thought was stupid.
I know.
He wasn't.
He was just, I'm just going to keep doing my to-do list every day, and eventually it'll pay off.
That's crazy.
Okay, so Taylor...
So the Taylor's working with them. Mad Dog and Meatball don't know he's alive. The sad thing is the police don't have enough evidence to know who it is, so they're kind of like, I mean, I guess we have to wait for something else to happen and then try to catch it. I just feel like police weren't that good back then. Because Mad Dog...
Police are good now.
I mean, I don't... not in today's times.
This is not making it in. Anyway...
Mad Dog and Meatball shoot up 2 more liquor stores and kill another store owner. So...
Meanwhile, Mad Dog was in jail at the start of this.
None of this would have happened.
Yeah.
But because he was able to claim, like, his little brother was
not a good
crazy.
witness.
I know, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah. A lot of lives.
And that's why I think it's such a good lawyer argument where they're like, you can't let this person out. They're going to do it again.
I know.
And they're like, they're reformed, and then they do it again.
I don't trust reformed.
Yeah.
But usually half the time in every story, not trusting the reformed person's like what makes the reformed person
reformed.
Unreformed. Where were we? We got a little sidetracked.
At this point, the kills, Meatball 6, Joe 7. Because he killed the guy in the 50s, like early 50s, and he got off for it.
Math degree.
I think technically Mad Dog Joe is the one that was actually doing all the shooting, but Meatball was there.
Some people are manipulating.
Yeah, and I think Meatball just loved to beat people up because that's where the pistol whipping came from.
It'd be tough if that was your only true passion.
Yeah, so they were arrested, and Meatball confesses immediately. He gets ratted out again.
Mad Dog's got no good friends.
I know. Mad Dog's now in trouble, so he confesses to the 6 killings because he's like, yeah, fuck it, I did it. And then he also confesses to the killing he did on his 25th birthday because he had lied about it for so long. And I think at that point, because they had proof that he had done enough, there was enough evidence, he was like, fuck it, I'll just tell you I killed the other guy too, because what more could I lose?
I'm done with this game.
So they're both sentenced to death, and Meatball's lawyers come in and argue and say he was mentally unstable and he deserves just life in prison instead of the death sentence, because they say...
Does it work?
Yeah. So he's taken off death row. Meatball isn't just sentenced to life in prison. But I'm like, at that point, just kill me.
Right.
I don't want to be in prison.
That's what I would like to think I would say, but I also never want to go to prison, so I don't want to go down this hole.
Like, they're not going to let you out if you helped with 6 murders.
Right.
You're in there, so I'm just kidding.
Anyway.
So.
That's the truth.
Joe was put into the electric chair.
Good.
And it turns out he is the last person in Connecticut to die from the electric chair. He died May 7th. No, he did not. He did not die May 7th. Because
actually, well, it's my birthday.
He didn't die May 7th. He died May 17th, 1960. He was 36 years old, which is really young to be doing.
He could have been your husband.
I know. Pretty impressive. He could have been. Well, he would be old now. How old would he be? If you're born 1924. Oh no, you'd be like 97.
Math degree.
That's correct. 97. Anyway, so he is the only person ever to be convicted. No, he's not the only person to ever be convicted of a crime.
We're getting our facts a little crazy.
Because I have family members that were on trial for murder in Connecticut by marriage. Just saying. He was the last person to be electrocuted in Connecticut, and he was the only person ever to be put on death row twice in Connecticut.
I like that. Yeah. That's good trivia.
And he's the last person to have died in Connecticut, like be put to death for their crimes, until 2004, I think.
Really?
Yeah, so it was like a long haul where they weren't killing people.
I wonder who we got in 2004.
Just like in the Connecticut government or like presidential?
Did the execution in 2004 happen in Connecticut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be the state government.
Yes.
You were a little 10-year-old.
I was going to middle school.
Oh, yeah, you were 13, 14?
Yeah. Terrible years.
Ugh. I would have been
angsty teen.
I would have been in 7th grade. So you would have been like 8th?
I graduated in 2010.
Really?
But I stayed back a year.
Oh, I skipped a year.
You repeat 9th grade. Everybody does.
Or did you just do it?
Listen.
Well, never mind. I cannot say that.
55? I'm doing a meatball over here.
I'm going to call Tommy Meatball.
Well, hell yeah. Good trivia at the end.
Yeah, so that's the story of the Mad Dog killings. To this day, it's like a famous thing in Connecticut. And it's he's one of the most popular murderers.
Famous, not popular.
Max.
Yes?
To this day, 2021, that is why some stores in Hartford, Connecticut only stay open until 8 p.m. and they don't stay open until 11 p.m. anymore. Because
he ruined the fun for everyone.
So if you want liquor,
plan ahead.
And that's the story of the Mad Dog killings.
Okay. Whew. Fact-filled episode. Or filled, however you want to pronounce that word.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Stoned Cold Killers.
Ah!